55 years old and laid off.
My name is Olivia Marino Carlson. I'm 70 years old. I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I cannot afford to retire. I live off of Social Security, which does not pay all my bills. That's why I'm looking for work. My husband was a mechanic. He developed MS. I took care of him until he passed away. I was working retail, lifting boxes. It was very hard. I'm going to the library to use the internet to look for work. I did not think that being 70 would be like this. I'm asking if there's any positions or work positions available here.
We don't have anything open right now, but keep an eye on it.
I put in an application here at Walgreens. I haven't heard back, so I'm going to check to see what's going on. They don't have an update on my application. The cost of food has gone up. Every time I blink, it goes up. I get better prices here.
So you told us to be $10.25?
This is where I have a Bible study.
We thank you so much for this evening.
There are times when I do feel like giving up, and coming to this group helps me continue on.
Good. Right.
My greatest obstacle right now is being able to support myself.
I never thought I'd have to start over at age 55, but life had other plans for me. After 30 years of giving everything I had to corporate America, my time, my energy, and my intellect, they just let me go. And I didn't have a plan B to fall back on. And the scariest part, I was terrified of starting over at age 55. Think about this. When you've been working for 30 years, you have probably increased your salary. You've increased your benefit package. And to go and start over at 55, no one's ever going to hire you for that. And I just didn't want to work in corporate America anymore. I was tired and burnt out.
Hey everybody, good morning. I haven't been on here in quite a long while, so I'm happy to be back, which was better news. So yesterday I got laid off. What a humbling experience, I have to say. I mean, I've been working in the HR field for over 20 years, right? I'm 55 years old and laid off. Like, I am laid off. Like, I woke up this morning like, girl, you need somebody. You got stuff to do. And I was like, no, you don't. And I was like, so devastated. Like, my chest just kind of like sunk in. And I was like, I don't have no job to get up and go to. Like, what am I getting ready to do? And that's a valid question. Like, what am I getting ready to do?
So, I'm 50, and I'm more financially broke than I've been at any time in my life, which is very depressing, especially given everything that I've accomplished and been through. It seems like it's all for nothing, because I'm back to square one, so to speak. So, doing the workouts and the push-ups and the walks have really helped my mental state. But I noticed that when I start to face the financial reality, I default to old ways of like escaping and being moody and lack of presence and all that. I guess to avoid the feelings of inadequacy and the sadness that comes along with not being able to solve this shit fast enough. So I guess just sharing this right now helps me not let it define me, if that makes sense, because I'm speaking about it and getting it out. It still sucks. I still feel like crap about it when I can walk in the house and face my family. But these little daily routines are definitely helping me stabilize my mindset and have some moments of clarity so I can figure out how to break through. That's it.
How much
much do you pay for daycare?
$2,400. Is that for a 12-month-old or an infant?
That would be for a 12-month-old.
As a father of now 3, I knew full well before I even started hunching how much daycare was about to cost. I have 3 daughters under 7, all of which are about to be in daycare for the summer. I saw a video of a dad talking about, we just had our second baby and my wife sent me the daycare prices. How did you not know that already? I knew at the time of conception, I'm about to have a spring baby, which meant my baby's not going to go to daycare till the summer. You know who else is going to be at daycare in the summer? My 6-year-old, along with my 4-year-old. And keep in mind, daycare for a newborn is much more expensive than daycare for older kids.
How on earth are y'all affording daycare? Because I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was this bad. My husband and I went and toured a daycare today. I don't fully know what I'm planning on doing next, but we wanted to make sure that we were prepared with childcare when I figure it out. You know, I've heard all the horror stories. Wait lists are super long. It's really hard to get a spot. We wanted to go ahead and get ahead of it, get them on a wait list. So we tour this place. It's really nice. It's beautiful. It's clean, good staff, good ratios, good safety measures, really close to the apartment. We're feeling great about it. It lines up with all of our online research that we did. Things look good. But a fun thing about most daycares that you find out when you're looking at daycares is they don't put the pricing online. You don't get to know that information until you go and have a tour. But we go, we do the tour, we ask all of our questions, we're very impressed, we love the place, it seems like a great fit. She hands us the packet at the end with the tuition listed on it. For the toddler room, it is $405 a week. That is a little bit over $1,600 a month. I'm sorry, what? Again, I knew it was expensive, but even in Nashville, I feel like the numbers I'd seen before was like $1,300, maybe $1,400 a month on the upper end. But I guess a lot of the research I had done on pricing was maybe like pre-inflation, maybe it was a little bit outdated. $1,600 a month. The way I just had to sit there with a completely straight face, like, yes, that is a reasonable number that does not make me want to throw up at all. I am just shocked. And maybe I shouldn't be, but I just am. Because that is not a number that most people can reasonably pay without a second income already in place. So yeah, we can put him on the wait list, like they have a spot open for him right now if I wanted. There is no way for him to start daycare until I either have a job in place and I'm getting a paycheck actively, or if I'm in school and I already have student loans dispersed in order to pay that cost. Looking at that, it's not surprising to me that a parent would choose to stay home instead of doing all of that. It's very stressful, like knowing that you cannot have daycare until you start a job so that you have money to pay for that daycare. But you also can't start a job without daycare in place. So much like juggling of logistics. It's really stressful. That's just me being horrified. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to figure out.
Here's note. How are y'all affording daycare? Like, how are y'all working full time and doing all this for real? Like, my daycare I just called down the street told me $600 a week. $600 a week? You don't mean monthly, you mean weekly? The fuck? What do y'all think I do for a living? Like, what are y'all doing? How is y'all affording that shit? Please let me know.
Everybody's frustrated with these daycare costs, and I had some daycare owners reach out to me saying how difficult it is to run these daycare centers. My critique is not with the mom and pop daycare centers or all these businesses that are doing amazing. My critique is what the government decided to do years ago by shutting our country down for 2 years, killing all the small businesses, and millions never got to reopen. And guess what was part of those millions? Many, many daycare centers. So when you crush the supply of the daycare centers and we have all this demand, it raises the prices. Daycare centers have no choice. You have to raise the prices if the demand is high. The government did the same thing when they decided to lower interest rates to 2.6% to help people, which in theory was a good thing to have people refinance and lower their bill during tough times, but it allowed people to borrow basically free money. So everyone bought up the little supply of real estate we had left, which drove the demand up and drove the prices. So now housing's unaffordable, rent is unaffordable, and daycare is unaffordable because of those two policy decisions. And my other critique is with private equity. We are sitting here watching private equity and these big firms suck the money out of the middle class. You don't think they're coming for the daycare centers? It is a booming business. They can see the demand. They're going to capitalize on the daycare. They're going to capitalize on assisted living. That's my critique, not with the everyday hardworking middle class people who are making a living and helping out in this country. It is the government's policies and it is private equity that is just coming for everybody.
My question is, when was somebody going to tell me how much daycare was? When? Because I guess I was off in La La Land somewhere. Why was I in the gas station today and I was eavesdropping on this lady's conversation behind me, and I slipped up and overheard her say that she pays $575 a week on daycare. When she said that, I was like, how much do you pay in daycare? She said $575 a week. That's how much I pay a week. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. How are people paying that?
I just had someone tell me that it's going to cost her $1,800 a month to put her third child in daycare. Excuse me? I had someone else tell me that for their kindergartner, it costs them $11,000 a year. What type of kindergarten school you putting your child in? What kind of job you got that you cashing out $11,000 a year for a 4-year-old? Bring back the TDs and the grandmas. I thought it takes a village to raise a child. Because what exactly is your newborn or your 4-year-old learning for $1,800 a month and $11,000 a year? Because at this point, my 4-year-old better learn how to file their own taxes since y'all cashing out $11,000 a year for some damn kindergarten.
These daycares got to be out of their ever-loving minds. I almost spazzed out on this lady when I called to try to see how much it would be to put my kids, 2 kids, okay, 1's 5, 1's 7, into a summer program. Just for daycare, just to go and have fun with other kids so they won't be home all summer. We're going to do things, all the things. That lady said $1,800 $1,800 for 2 kids. What on God's green earth will you be doing with my kid that's going to cost $1,800? Are y'all paying that? Listen, I have been fortunate to not have to put my kids in daycare, but that also means that because me and my husband's schedules was flip-flop. It didn't mean I didn't have a job. He worked days and I worked nights. So that was what we had. But $1,800? Oh no.
How much do you pay for daycare? Leave it in the comments. How much do you pay for daycare? Because my great niece needs to be watched from 7:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. while her mom goes to work for a half a day for the month of June. She asked if we would babysit. Now, I wasn't going to charge her anything at first, but we just bought my daughter a new car. She's almost 17. This is going to be some way for her to earn a little bit of money. So we asked if they would pay us $20 a week. And do you know that has turned into a big old mess? Now everybody's upset that we asked for her to be paid $20 a week while we watched our great niece. Why do people think everything is free in life? I'm not obligated to watch your kids just because they're related to me. That's not how life works. If you had to take your child to a different daycare somewhere else, I am most certain that it would be over $100 a week. We're asking $20 a week. Leave it in the comments. Am I wrong? And how much do you pay for daycare if you have a child in daycare? All right, toodaloo.
Parents or people who have kids in daycare, can you tell me where you live and how much you pay a month, and if it's part-time or full-time? We were looking for daycare for Baker. Tell me why the cheapest I could find for part-time was 3 days a week, $1,500 a month. The cheapest I could find for full-time was $2,000 a month, and a lot of them don't even do part-time, and they were like, oh, you can pay for full-time and just drop them off whenever. And I was like, yeah, let me just light money on fire. But anyways, I'm just curious because I feel like that's really expensive. And how are people supposed to afford this? But let me know. So let me know where you live and how much you pay a month, and if it's full-time or part-time. Thank you. Bye.
I'm sorry, but how can people afford daycare? If you have 2 working parents, how is it possible to afford daycare full time? We are blessed to have 2 days that my mother-in-law watches the boys, which is wonderful. But we have friends that send their kids to daycare all week, and individually each kid is $70 a day. That means if you have 2 kids, it's $140. So overall, that equals out to at least $35,000 for the year. It literally leaves you with nothing left. Sorry, but the U.S. system is not made for 2 parents to be working. It literally is not. And some days I'm like, why do I even work? I don't know. And I feel like nowadays it is becoming more common and more accepting that mothers stay home. I'm not knocking on daycares either, because bless their hearts, I could never stay home with 5 kids that are not my own. But even them, they don't make that much money. People in daycare don't even make that much money. And you look at other countries, I don't know. We need to start paying people more. We just need to start paying people more. They can afford daycare. Or we just need to make it more accepted that mothers stay home, that they can be stay-at-home moms.
Guy who screwed up my retirement by not putting enough money away to retire with dignity. And I say retire with dignity because all I wanted to do was live at the same level I lived at before I retired. And that's having dignity. It's not dignified to turn the thermostat down to 58 degrees. It's not dignified to turn the thermostat air conditioning up to 78, 80 degrees. It's not dignified to eat rice-a-roni more than 5 times a month. It's not dignified to not get in your car and go somewhere just because you want to, or visit relatives to save gas for your car. These are the things that have happened to me over the last 5 years that I'm trying to turn around now, kind of at first in a panic, where every day there's a horrible feeling that you just don't have enough money to make it the next few years before you run out. And I know a lot of people have made comments about, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. I know more than anybody I should have done this and I should have done that. And at the beginning of this, some 5 or 6 years ago, when it started happening, I tried to tell younger people, actually 7, 8 years ago, I tried to tell younger people at the workplace, people in their 20s and 30s, to save money, to get the IRAs or the Roths or whatever you got to do, savings, high interest savings accounts, or meet with financial advisors on what to do. And they laughed at me some 8, 9, 10 years ago. They were laughing at me in the workplace. Well, now they're Gen X and they're crying the blues like I was 5 years ago. They're like, oh, this world is so terrible. It's so expensive. We'll never be able to pay off our student loans and get a house and all this and all that. And I have a daughter in that age group. She's 25 and they cannot pursue the American dream of buying a house. Well, they have student debt, for college debt from going to college. And her and her boyfriend both have really, really good jobs. And it's just, $500,000 starting price for a small row home in some large city where they live. Come on. Plus they got the student debt. It's like, when will they be able to buy a house? Most people buy a house in their 20s, early 20s. Anyway, I digress. Back to reality for me today. Okay, I did zoom past the 1,000 followers required to join the affiliate pilot program, creator program in TikTok. So I did open up a store yesterday, a TikTok shop, a showcase. You can see it. It's on my home page, and I did make one sale. Okay, so I'm $3 ahead, making one sale the first day that I opened up my TikTok pilot shop, I guess you could say, where you're allowed to have 5 linked products per week and do a live. So I thank everybody for following me to get me to that point. Actually, I zoomed way past 1,000. I'm at a little over 4,000 today, so that's helpful. But I am trying to turn the boat around for my family to make some money online. My wife went back to work. That helps a lot. And it's at a university where my youngest daughter goes. And that helps a lot too, because they have some benefits associated with that, with tuitions and stuff. So we're slowly turning this sinking boat around, or slowly floating the sinking boat, by reassessing what we have to do without too much pain. So I just wanted to note that I have a shop up now and running, and that's one thing, and it's starting to make money. I guess $3 is better than none. Some people do this for a week, their first week, and make nothing. So I'm celebrating the $3 right now. So I do want to hear from you all. I do want you to make comments, and I know there's people that are in the same boat as me because I hear from them all the time. And thank you for all the advice, because I will take that advice and relay that back to my family. I have a 19-year-old, 25-year-old, and 35-year-old, 36-year-old now. And they are in a category where they need to start paying attention to this stuff. But like me, when I was there, things went so fast, trying to climb the corporate ladder and expenses come up. I know it's very difficult to save for that retirement. But when you start facing retirement and you do not have a lot of savings, it can be a panic. I retired and I panicked after about 4 years. That's what happened. All right, so I'm going to cut this off now. Stay tuned. Please comment. Please like. I'll support you if you want to do this. If you want to start a TikTok shop where you could make some money online to help your situation out, whether you're retired or not. In retrospect, I should have had these shops up and running before I retired. It would have been a much less bumpy path into retirement for me. Okay, bye for now.
What in the hell? Dollar Tree. Y'all, Dollar Tree.
This show ain't Dollar Tree no more.
Everywhere I'm looking around, I'm seeing these prices.
I still haven't recovered from when it went from $1 to $1.25.
They're raising prices again.
Dollar Tree is moving up in the world, and y'all got to get with it. We still one of the cheapest places.
There's no longer anything at the dollar store that's $1. Dollar Tree hardly even had any stuff that was $1.25 anymore. I think I saw something that was $10 at Dollar Tree. Family Dollar and Dollar General, their prices are the same as Walmart. It's over, you guys. We need to make do and stop buying stuff. The time has come, but you know what? We're creative. We're smart, and we can do it. And let's put these fuckers out of business.
So question, is it no longer Dollar Tree? I'm just asking because I went into the Dollar Tree. I bought 3 items, and those 3 items would have normally cost me about $4, right? I bought 3 items, and it came up to almost $8. What the freak is going on? And the guy said that they changed the prices. To $2.25. Bring back Dollar Tree. Bring it back right now.
I'm in a Dollar Tree, and I just heard the manager say that the prices are going up in the Dollar Tree.
Excuse me. I have a question. You're the manager, right? Yeah. Okay, so when you're saying that the prices are going up 25 to 50% more, is that on everything or is that on certain stuff?
Like the glassware, Tupperware.
Glassware, Tupperware.
That's going up to like $150.
$150.
We have microfiber towels that are $125 that are going up to $2.
$2 for microfiber towels?
Yeah.
From what? That is a big jump.
Yeah.
What about like the food items and stuff?
I didn't see some of the things already went up, like cup noodles and the top ramen. They went up from $125 to $1.50.
So it's like the glassware, you said the, what else was it?
Glassware, Tupperware.
Glassware, Tupperware.
A lot of things, everything in household is going up.
So everything in household is going up like, you said,
like
50,
25 to 50 cents.
25 to 50 cents?
Yes.
But is the food going to stay the same or you don't really know?
I don't know. They just sent us an email.
An email?
I just like skimmed through it, so I saw some things.
I was like, she got to be the manager saying that. That scared me because I was like, oh my goodness, my store.
When the Dollar Tree is no longer $1, these items are $1.25 now. So you're thinking, well, it's a quarter, 25 cents. What's the big deal? Well, that's 25% increase. How many times do you get a 25% increase in your pay? I never did.
I want to know is what happened to the Dollar Tree, because everywhere I'm looking around, I'm seeing these prices. First it was $1, then it was $1.25. Now we're up to $3 to $5. I think y'all got to rebrand now and be called the Few Dollar Tree, because apparently it's not the Dollar Tree anymore. All right, just FYI, what happened? This is where the broke folks be. We need you. Quit overcharging us $5 with it. What in the hell?
I stayed silent when Dollar Tree raised prices to $1.25. But now I'm seeing they're raising prices again to $1.50, $1.75. Even some items are going to be $2 now. And I just want to say, Dollar Tree, what are you doing? You lost the vision. It's cheaper to go to Walmart for a majority of things now. You lost the plot and you're going to lose customers because of it.
And not only did they go from $1.25 to $1.50, honey, right on the curb, is that they going up a whole 50 cents. Now, a while back, when they went up from the dollar to $1.25, I said, as long as they stay at $1.25 and don't go up no more, I will still support them. They just then threw all that out the window and said, bump that, we got to get our coin. Which, get your coin. But I feel like at a point, it just get to being greedy. Because for one, instead of changing the name from Dollar Tree to a couple dollars, 5 and above, like, you didn't change the name, but you kept it at Dollar Tree, but then you add the $5 and $10 section. We let you get by with it. Now I feel like you nitpicking and trying to see what you can get by with doing until we just say, we ain't doing this no more. Oh no, y'all know your girl love a good deal, but I don't know how I'm feeling about this.
I know y'all don't like when prices go up at the tree. However, the freezer section is going up. And whether y'all like it or not, we have become a multi-price store with more items coming, more price increases, and all of that. Sorry, not sorry, because my store, I deal with a lot of stuff. So sorry, not sorry. That's the way of the world, and the world has made it that way. However, happy to see a lot of these new items that we do have. I know y'all not gonna like it, and we're gonna get flat because we're still hearing this the $1.25 store, and we did that mess over 3 years ago. Dollar Tree is moving up in the world, and y'all got to get with it. We still one of the cheapest places.
Apparently, there are going to be items that are $1.75 and $1.50, and helium balloons are up to $5. Most will be $1.75 to $2, but some of them $5. And my thing is that I still haven't recovered from when it went from $1 to $1.25. I think a lot of people forget or don't think about like the lower amounts of things that you're getting. So whenever you used to be able to get 5 items for $5, right? Now you're only getting 4 items for $5. And after this price increase, you're going to be getting 3, not even 3, because 3 items will be $5.25, I believe. Or the $1.50 items will be $4.50. I don't know, right? Yeah. So you're getting like 2 to 3 items. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy how in such a short amount of time we've been 5 items for $5, now 4, and shortly, here soon, 3 items will be over $5. It'll be $5.25. Anyway, yeah, might as well go to Walmart for a lot of things now, because oftentimes things at the Dollar Tree, like I remember I would see it for 98 cents at Walmart, but I only paid $1 for it at Dollar Tree. Well, that's fine. That's 2 cents. But now there's still 98 cents at Walmart, and we were $1.25. Okay, well, convenience. I'm already at the Dollar Tree. Whatever. Now $1.75. That adds up.
They need to change the name to Dollar Tree because it sure ain't Dollar Tree no more. Look at all these prices. $3. They got $5 for some stuff. It sure ain't Dollar Tree no more.
Dollar Tree. Y'all, Dollar Tree is raising its prices again. I'm talking about Dollar Tree, not Family Dollar, not Dollar General, not the 99+ cent store, but the one that was literally $1 for over 20, 30 years. They went up like a few years ago, a quarter, and they're going up again in a week. You've been warned.